Where's Moose? There he is. Okay, let's go in here. Oh, I almost got stuck on that branch there, Milo. One thing about these vests, well, a couple of things. One is that they're good because they do provide some protection for their chests, especially Milo because he's a bushwhacker, plows through everything. But on the flip side, they don't last long. I think this is Milo's third vest in the last year. This is Moose's second vest. He's not quite as hard on him as the professor. The other thing is they occasionally have a tendency to get caught on things like I don't know, for a vest I had, initial vest I had a big D-ring on the top of it, like a big D-ring. And on one occasion, Milo was plowing through something. It got stuck, but he kept plowing through it, ripped the vest right off of him. Now, it wasn't as sturdy as these ones are, like material-wise. So the other one I had, I cut the D-ring off of it.
Slow mo replay.
But these vests that they have on now, they don't have quite as much surface area on the chest that I would like. But regardless of the fact that Milo's on his third one within about a year, the way these guys push it through the bush here, these ones have been sturdier than any of the other ones that I've tried. There's Moose. It's funny sometimes what they do here. This Moose will wait by the edge of the bush while Milo goes in and does his bushwhacking. So wait to see if Milo scares anything out, and then Moose chases after it. There he is. Hey Milo, where are you? Get in there, buddy. Give us oat milk for me. He's just waiting. There, see? He did. He scared out a rabbit. Right there. Moose wasn't quite alert enough to get it, but that's the idea.
Slow mo replay.
That's the idea. And they'll carry on like this for a little while. Oh, I hear moose. He's in there. Found some deep water. Already got a haircut today. Looks good. Show off. Something living in there, Milo. These boys in their element. Milo, like a tank pushing through this bush. That was actually nothing compared to some of the things I've seen him do. Okay boys, let's go this way. You know, so these guys are generally pretty friendly. And I've done the best I can to keep it that way. Like this was a while ago, but we're walking down the sidewalk on the way back to a hike or something, and Milo came across a dog, and I pulled him off to the side. He wanted to say hi. The owner didn't look like he was. Why are you gonna get out of there, Milo? Big ledge right there. Can you do it? Hey, good boy. Anyway, Milo went over to say hi to this older dog. He's not a big dog, just the other dog snapped at him, caught Milo by the lip. Milo whined a bit, and I actually ended up punching that dog in the head because he had a bit of a hold on Milo. And the other owner was all pissed off. He said, "Hey, your dog is not very nice." This guy's checking his dog. I said, "Well, your dog bit mine, buddy." And he says, "Oh, you're an asshole." I said, "Well, maybe so, but your dog is the one that bit mine." So, anyway. I'll kind of learn that you don't just assume the other dog is going to be as nice as you, or you don't assume the other dog's intentions are the same as yours. I guess that applies to a lot of things. But this morning we're walking and came across a guy a little ways down the road. I pull my dogs off to the side and let them pass and whatnot. So the guy stops, and it's a pit bull. I just asked, it's 1 year old, blah blah blah. And then I just held Moose because I can kind of tell when he gets a little bit edgy. And anyway, this dog kind of, I don't know what it did, but Moose did not like that dog. I don't know what it is about some dogs. They just don't. Maybe he picked up that I didn't like the dog. Dogs have senses that way, or what it was. But Moose did not like that dog. He was growling and barking at him. And so the guy says, "You can let him off if you want, or let him go if you want." I don't think so. I really don't need any problems here. Carried on, and we carried on. Come. Like just there, for instance, we're in the park, and a lady came by with, I didn't see them, I was looking at where I was going next, but we had two dogs, just now, yeah, and one of the dogs barked. I train these guys when they see someone or hear someone not to approach them. And so anyway, I just called them off camera there. I turned the camera off right away because this person there, and they usually don't appreciate being filmed, but I just called them and brought them over to the edge of the trail or the edge of that park, and the lady just walked by with her two dogs. Uneventful, like it's supposed to be. No drama. Yep, I'm coming. Moose caught a rat here on this trail a few days back. Just up there a bit, the corner. I was going into the bush. I heard a squealing sound. The moose threw up in the air. This rat threw it out of the bush onto the grass. Went over to it and tried to bite it, and I guess the rat must have bit him on the lip because the moose is shaking his head. And then by that time Milo had come out from the bush, and the rat's sitting there, probably injured. And it's kind of funny because Milo kind of looks at Moose, looks at the rat, and it's like Milo says, "Moose, Moose, Moose." That's not how you deal with a rat. So Milo goes over to the rat, kind of dekes it out a little bit, goes around, grabs it by the back, and shakes it till it's lifeless. And Moose is just looking on. Oh. And then Moose just gave it back to him. He didn't give it back, he just left it there, and Milo gave it back to him. Didn't feel too bad about that because it's kind of behind someone's house. There's just houses over that way. I don't think anybody minds one less rat. Unless it's their pet. I guess it's fair to assume that anybody that has a rat as a pet is not letting it run around the forest. I just saw a chipmunk go up the tree, guys. That's probably what you're after. So he's gone. You missed him. This way. This area here, when it rains, like a medium rain, this area to my left over here, and up this way, which we're going to get to in a second, is just a swamp, an absolute mess. It stinks. So I guess the owners of those houses there must have complained about either the smell or maybe the mosquitoes. See this area right here is always full of water. Not always, I mean it's not right now, but the reason for that, it's usually full of water. It's still pretty muddy. Maybe they need to do a little more work, but it looks like they came through here with a skid steer or something. They had to clear out a path to get some water flow. Like I said, someone in the house is probably complaining about the smell and or the mosquitoes. skid steer, I think, first started to go through this way. And he came across those logs there. I believe the idea was to clear this out. Didn't quite work out though. Maybe we'll come back. I think I need to put a little bit of fill in here myself. But not my problem. Well, it is actually my problem sometimes. Dogs get in there and get really stinky and muddy. It's not problem enough that I'm gonna put up a fuss about it. Then again, there isn't too much I put up a fuss about. Yeah, see. Hasn't rained. It rained a little bit yesterday, but the ground is pretty dry, so it soaked it all up. But sometimes I just avoid this area altogether because it's just thick mud. Not bad right now. Rather you ruining your, getting back to your nature, eh? Dirty. Actually took him to the groomer today. We have a lady that not quite often, but several times a year comes to our house, a friend of my wife's. And she does dog grooming. Just her circumstances weren't able to have her over to our house. She's usually in the shop actually. I set up a little area and she grooms the dogs right there. It's a pretty good setup because even in the winter it's heated and the summer I got a little bit of air conditioning there and usually works out pretty good. Really well. But weren't able to do that, so little Burrs.